plein air panels that have dried overnight. And it's too early to get outside here in the Northeast, still dark. Today we will go out and paint small little mint tin, Altoid tin style plein air painting. But we're going to do kind of to get warmed up and wake up. Another abstract multimedia, mixed media piece. Just going to go to my watercolor paper here, inexpensive. This was gifted to me by my mom. She has easy access to a reclaimed art supply store near where she lives, so this was part of a holiday gift. So gonna go ahead and I like ripping these out and then folding them in two directions and along the perforations. It's just I have an easier time, so that's what I'm gonna do. So this is my Open Studio live stream number 36. They have not been all consecutive. I think we've taken 2 days off. But just welcoming you into my studio here, which is a mess right now, but that's pretty much the normal state of affairs. What you can't see is I'm looking through a bag of these wood chips. Or if you've been on the channel and viewed some of the stuff that I put out, yeah, I created ornaments around the holiday season with these, like a lot of artists do. But I'm going to go ahead and find some blank ones that have interesting patterns on them. Excuse me. And I will use those for some printmaking type marks. It's going to take me a second here going through this bag. Every now and again you'll have one that has some raised grain. It's just not sanded as much. And that's what I'm looking for. Here we go. So I'm going to probably go with this one. It's also smaller, so I'll be able to fit more. Okay. So I'm going to go get my watercolors and fill up my water ball. Excuse me. Oops, make sure I get those back in there. Okay. All right. Oops. So I have an inexpensive pan style watercolor set here, and probably go with my fan brush. This side has more of a raised grain to it, so I'm going to go ahead and see what happens. Got a little bit of a light red. I'm going to brush on. It's probably a better way to do this, but this is all about stream of conscious creation here. It's good to practice letting go of control, which is all fake anyway. Good to sink back into subconscious. All right, let's see. I'm gonna get a little more water in here. Let's see if it makes a nice mark for us. Not really. So live and learn. That's okay. We'll work with that. Do some splatters. We're doing all right. All right, so we have that red. Let's go with, let's stick with that for a bit. So I have this fan brush, and I'm just getting some nice watery paint in its bristles and just tapping it and creating those splatters. Let's see. Go a little bit of red and kind of orange color. And got a little bit of a different orange, less intense. All right. Burnt willow vine charcoal. Trying to avoid those drops. In an abstract stream of conscious, just kind of reacting to what happens on the paper here. This is watercolor paper that I'm using. During these live stream open studio sessions, I generally don't explain much. Just inviting you in to come along as I work. Sometimes it's going to be abstract stuff like this. Sometimes it'll be larger landscape paintings. whatever it is that's going on, you get a chance to come along with me. All right, let's see. Brush. Ricky, thanks. Yeah, that's the intent. Kind of a relaxing way to start the day, or wherever you are. Spend a few moments. Here in northeastern Pennsylvania, it's early morning still. So this is a stream of consciousness, abstract, mixed media, so far using watercolor and burnt willow vine charcoal. We'll probably add in some other things too. My go-to tools, that if you watch some of the other videos on the channel, are these multicolored ballpoint pens. Once this dries a little bit, I'll probably get some of this in there. One of my favorite things to do on the channel, if you check out my iconic creative playlist, I do portraits of creative people from history, artists, comedians, writers, what have you. And I'll do them in multicolored ballpoint pen, usually time lapsed. We'll definitely get some of that in. I'm also going to try and get some pastel in here. We'll see. That's interesting. It really didn't get the desired results with my wood chip, with the watercolor. It'll probably work better with acrylic, I'm thinking. But what I might do here is kind of related. I have these strings, which I use to kind of to hang the Christmas ornaments and holiday ornaments. gonna see what happens when I get some of the watercolor tinted water on there and get that on the paper. Alright, that didn't do much. Let's do this. Let's get a purple. That down for a bit. Well, thanks for checking it out, Ricky. It's the first time you've seen these videos. Channel's been around just for a little while, but do all kinds of art and painting related things, mostly drawing and painting. Just started these more consistent open studio live stream sessions with the intention of just helping to prioritize, kind of creating like this in my day. And I pretty much do it every day, but sometimes I find that other things I'd let them kind of crowd it out. So or I would let things like the fact that I didn't have any concrete plans, kind of prevent me from creating. So this is on days when I don't have concrete plans, I still will do something like this. All right, let's go with, I'm feeling the orange. Keep going with this little ribbons of orange ink. And I might shift colors in a little bit. I'm going to go back to my vine charcoal. Just a real light touch. With wish I had a hair dryer down here. I would dry this real quick, but what I might do is get a little bit of I'm gonna go with some acrylic paint here. Sponge brush and some paper towel. Kind of bunch up some paper towel. And get some warm white on there. I'm gonna take some of the excess off. Create some textures. So I'm going to come over with the pastel later. Yeah, that's going to take a moment to dry. Set that aside. And that's just a thin application of off-white or warm white acrylic. And I'm going to step away for a brief moment. We're going to let this dry a little bit, and then we'll apply some pastel. But actually what I can do while this is drying is I can keep going with some of these marks that I'm making with the pen. So far it's just been orange. I'll probably stick with this orange ballpoint pen ink. All right, we'll go to blue. We'll work with some of these blue veins here. Purple. Thanks so much, Crystal Williams. This is Abstract Stream of Conscious mixed media piece. It's on watercolor paper. Welcome to my open studio live stream. Almost every day we do this. So far we have watercolor, vine charcoal, and ballpoint pen, and a little bit of acrylic paint that we're waiting. We're waiting for that and the watercolor application to dry, and we'll probably use some pastel. And see where this goes. This is all about just sinking into subconscious and just making marks and reacting to what happens on the paper. It's quite a bit different to what I'm normally drawn to. And if I had my druthers, I'd be near a lake or a river, on a hiking path, or by the ocean painting. But this is a great way to relax, and every now and again you get something really interesting to look at. Go back to the orange. So the ink that I'm using is from an inexpensive multicolored ballpoint pen. And if you check out some of the other work on the channel, you'll see I do quite a bit of portrait work with these multicolored ballpoint pens, like little thumbnail portraits, usually of iconic creative people, from Leonardo da Vinci to Robin Williams to Claude Monet to Jackson Pollock, which this kind of reminds me of a Jackson Pollock in some ways. Yeah, to Martin Luther King Jr. to whomever, you name it, pretty much do time-lapse portraits of people who throughout history were just creative contributors. This is a very versatile tool. Maybe I'll bring it out into the field and do a plein air ballpoint pen sketch sometime. Who knows? But in any event, this is what we're doing this morning. Let's see, how is this going? This is dry. This is almost fully dry, with the exception of this little area of acrylic paint. So what I might do is start layering in some pastel. Not a lot. And I'm primarily going to use white, soft chalk pastel. There's a little bit of texture. What shall we do now? Part of me says leave it, but come through with a little bit more watercolor. Some watercolor splatters. A little bit more orange. Go into my purple. A little bit of a darker value. Let's see where this leads us before we wrap up. All right, we're going to stop there with that. Go back to my charcoal. Oops. Got a little paint on my charcoal stick. That's okay. So I really didn't get a lot out of the printmaking effect I was hoping to get with my little wooden disc here, but it did influence the work here. There's no doubt about that. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching me on Sunday, and thanks for coming back. Yeah, well, you're welcome in anytime I have these, and you know, my aesthetic sense as someone who kind of looks at art a lot, I'm more drawn to um, landscape painting, Hudson River School, more literal. But this is just a good way to kind of stay engaged with the art practice for me. And every now and again, you have to admire kind of an accidental leap forward when it comes to maybe something through just as Bob Ross would say, a happy little accident produces something of beauty. I find this is good for my central nervous system while I'm doing it. It's very calming, and then it's something anybody could do. This also is part of my workshops that I run through Airbnb Experience. inevitably some of the journaling that we would do in my journal workshops would resemble what's going on here right now with some of the pages we would enter. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. I will be right back. All right, let's see, we're back. Still a little wet there. Just a little closer, you can see. Might go through with a little bit more ballpoint pen. Let's see, is my orange working? I accidentally ran my orange through some wet acrylic paint, so yeah, and I'll spray this with some fixative and just keep stacking these up, and eventually I'll frame them. A little bit of green. Maybe I'll go back to ballpoint pen. I'm not sure what this is, but it's kind of interesting. It's a little soft pastel. Just a few more. I think we'll leave it here for now. Maybe this is where it'll land. Maybe I'll see something else later, but got some watercolor splatters, some ballpoint pen ink, some acrylic paint, some vine charcoal, some failed attempts at wood prints using watercolor. Yeah, some brush marks. So, oh, and then some white soft chalk pastel. So there it is, multimedia or mixed media abstract stream of consciousness piece here on Canson watercolor paper, 140 pounds, 7 by 10 inches. So that's everything. Thanks for checking out my Open Studio live stream. Yes, yes. Thank you. Many interesting images within one composition. Yeah, it's only the imagination could do this, I think. So, but in any event, thanks for checking out my Open Studio live stream. With any luck, we'll be back again tomorrow. And check out some of the other videos. Probably will be posting a mini plein air video within the next day or so. And there's some other interesting things out there too, some book reviews. But appreciate you checking this out and hope you have a wonderful day. Stay well. Thanks again. Thanks for the comments as well. Appreciate it very much. Have a good day.